Okay guys, decided to come to the boat today and finish up with the engine. So the guy's going to show about 3 o'clock and install the starter and some of the wiring. So I've been installing the linkage for the carburetor, the cable, throttle, and I brought the bolt, so I got a list here. Install the bolts, that's done. Push the hose in. So what I did is I brought this 1x, and I hit it with my mallet, and I squashed a little bit the clamp on the hose, and that gave it a little extra space between the hose and the belt. So I hope that's gonna work. Okay, and finish with the antifreeze. I put everything. I put 2 jugs, and then I brought 2 halfway through jugs, so that makes 1 and 1 1/4. It also took it, and I'm kind of surprised it did, because usually it's just 2 jugs, but being that the block is completely empty, maybe it's gonna need more. So I'm gonna go get some water. It doesn't need that much to fill that. So, and then take out the spark plugs. I gotta do that. I gotta bring back some tools, you know, lighten up the weight on the boat, take some of the stuff back, and then buy the oil filter. And also find new location for light switch. I'm thinking for a new light switch. I'm thinking on installing underwater lights when I take out the boat to get it painted. So that's the idea. And let's see what else I got back here. I still got to do the soldering and that other stuff. So pretty much the list is almost done, and I keep adding. Oh yeah, and I got some little lights that I installed on my trim tabs, which the idea is that I'm gonna install it on that. But those lights are so weak, it's just a little thing like this, and they turn on, and you know, so maybe I'll hook it up to the same switch, which is back there. I was thinking of running a cable up to the fly bridge and putting a switch up there. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just do it back here. You know, shorter cable. And that's it for now. So I'm almost ready for this guy to show up. Oh, and I also have to install the fuel line on the carburetor, which I didn't do that. So I'll do it. Oh, that's not the one. Where's my specific? Okay, no, that's not the one either.
If you're forgetting simple things, mixing up names.
Wow. Okay, I've got to find it. It's in the tool bag somewhere. So I got to connect the fuel line, and so I got time to go to West Marine and look at some filters and see what I can do there. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Okay, guys. Came to the boat the other day, tried to start it, and we found out there's water coming out of one side of the engine on all spark plugs. So I started investigating, and it turns out that I think it's the exhaust manifold, that it could have a crack or a hole and is leaking into the down the valves. Anyways, I'm going to do an experiment. I went and bought these long bolts. I'm going to remove the bolts and put these 3 long ones, and then with this medium-sized crowbar, I'm going to pop it loose, let it ride on the bolt out about 1 inch, and then crank it and see if directly it comes out of the exhaust, which it should. All right. So, I forgot to put my knee pads. Let me show you put the screws over here. Let me show you the spark plug spitting. And when you have a car, immediately you think, oh, it's the head gaskets, and that's what I thought at the beginning. But the head gaskets are new. They're torqued to 65 pounds, so they should be leaking. So let me show you the mess. All right. So you see water right there. Water right there. That's a reddish antifreeze. Because it couldn't be salt water. One guy was telling me, it's a salt water. And I said, no, dude, salt water is not the one. Let me explain the way the system works. Here on the new gaskets that is sealing, it seals completely off. The water from the tank is salt water, goes through here into the riser. The riser cools off the exhaust that is receiving from the exhaust manifold, and it sends it out the hose cooled, because otherwise it would burn and melt the hose. So the antifreeze comes in here from the thermostat housing. Thermostat is here. It comes through here and comes in here, and then it cools the exhaust, and then it comes out this other side and rotates back to the box. Okay, so that's the way that works. Let me do my thing and then I'll video later. Okay, so I had to do something else. I checked the other engine because I had this doubt about this thermostat on the other housing, and I know I put a thermostat on this one, but then I said I don't remember having it, even though it has a cutout and everything. So I opened that one up and that one didn't have it, and I said, okay, so it can't have two thermostats. The original thermostat goes in this housing right here, but I put another one there, and I don't think that's the way it should work. So anyways, I already took out the bolts on the manifold. I already cranked it once, and there's still some water coming out because it's coming out from a crack on the manifold, and I'm just testing it to make sure that that's the issue. So now let me crank it again so I can show you, and then I'm gonna separate it from the engine, and I have about 1.25 inches, so I can slide it out, and it's still connected with the hoses and everything else, and let's see if it still spits water. If it spits water, it's gotta be the head gasket then, but I don't think it is. All right, where's the trigger? Okay, so let's get back in here, down here. Okay, so there is some water coming out. So now I'm just gonna do this. Slide it out on those long bolts. And now I'm gonna see if there's any water coming out from the exhaust. I think I see it. It's pouring. Yeah, right down here in the middle. The big one. The little one on the other end, let me see. Yeah, not that much, but there is water. So that means that the antifreeze is leaking through the exhaust manifold, which it shouldn't have anything to do with the exhaust. There shouldn't be anything coming out, only exhaust from the engine. So let me video the holes on the spark plugs, and then when I get home I can review it and double check on that. All right. Okay, this one here, I can see it spitting, so it's got some residual has some residual water. So what I did is I brought, I didn't bring it out here. Let me see. Is it here? No. I brought a can of air, and I'm gonna blow that and see if I can. The camera's all. Let me clean it because you're probably seeing all that water. It got splattered. So yeah, so this is an easy way, because I said, how can I check it? I mean, do I put a hose on it, see what happens? I mean, that's another way of doing it, but I wanted to do it with the engine connected, and I came up with this just on the way down, because I'm always thinking of solutions. And I'm sitting there in front of the TV, and I'm kind of looking to the side, and my head is, you know, going, and my wife goes, "What's wrong? You feel bad? You feel you sick?" And I said, "No, I'm thinking. I'm trying to find a solution." So this is the best way. Bolt some extra long bolts, put it on, move the manifold out, and I can actually visually see water coming out, and it's going into the valves, obviously, because it's pouring into the engine. Is coming out the spark plugs, which it shouldn't do. So let me double check on the little one at the end. Yeah, it's dripping from the center mainly. So that's spreading. So all four of them were shooting. So now they're not. I don't see coming out. So let me blow some air, and I'm going to do this again. All right. Let me come back. Okay, so to double check my findings, I want to make sure that the exhaust manifold is the one dripping. So what I did is I put a few pieces of paper towels in the openings, make sure it's all dry, filled up the radiator again. Let me put the cap on it. Okay, and then cranked it again, just to make sure. And there's water coming out. There's water coming out. So it is it's in there. I don't know if you can see it too well in there, but let me see if it starts dripping. Let's see where the trigger is. Yeah, it's all wet. And I put my finger in the spark plug holes, cranked it, and the finger was getting wet. So I grabbed some papers and paper towels and made a little cigar and stuck it in there and kind of moved it around and absorbed some of that water. Kept cranking it, and now it's cranking dry. So once it starts getting gas in there, there'll be no problem. And that reminds me, I don't have my glass filter to see if there's gas in the line, so I gotta put that on there. Okay, so it definitely is the exhaust manifold. Now I gotta go shopping and see what they go for, because everything's gone up like crazy. All right, guys, I'll let you go. I think that's enough for today. I'll see you on the next one. I'm gonna pick up the tools and put things away. All right.